Hey there, everyone. I'm going to get started here in a little bit. I'm going to give time for people to join if they want to. It's Dustin Zarni here. And once again, I'm doing my Commissioner in a Car series of videos. This time, it's to talk about what's coming up this week at the Board of Elections regarding absentees and affidavits with the 53rd Senate race, as well as what's going on, how we're going to go ahead and do that. And also, all the things that might be going on related to that over the next couple of days. As I said, we're going to get going real quick here. I'm just waiting for people to join, or actually waiting for 6 o'clock. It's not quite 6 o'clock yet, so I'm not actually driving. I'm just in the car. And somebody asked last time why I do these in the car. You know why? It's quiet. I keep my car kind of nice. Everything's here, and also that way, wherever I'm at, I can go out here and do these and get it done. And it's in my own personal vehicle, so there's no questions about, politically whether what I'm doing, that kind of stuff. I'm not doing it at the Board of Elections because we will talk politics from occasion, and I like to keep that separate here. So, let's see. I'm just going to do a couple more shares so people know what's going on. But yeah, if you have any questions, start popping them in here, and I'll answer them whenever I can, or even if it's after when it's live, because whatever, things are going to come up. So it's busy. It's Sunday. It's a beautiful Sunday out here in Syracuse, New York, and a lot of people are out there getting stuff done on their lawns. And I know they had a big canvas with the Dana Balter and Democrats on the east side of Syracuse today. A lot of people out there working, making sure people are going to get elected in the fall, and that's just a great thing. All right, we're going to get started here now. All right, so I'm Dustin Zarni, Elections Commissioner, Onondaga County, and welcome to Commissioner in a Car. We're going to talk about the 53rd Senate and the City Court judge race that are too close to call on election night this last Thursday, and what's going to go on over the next week at the Board of Elections to get this done with. So, as you know, primary day was on Thursday, and we had two races. City Court judge is the closest race. Only 19 votes separated the top two candidates, and less than 300 votes separated the top three candidates on that. And there's about 600 absentees. And the state Senate, New York State Senate 53rd District, was also close. Within the absentee ballot margin, there's about, between the three counties, about 1,000 absentee votes and about 600 votes separating to the two candidates. So, and now what's going to happen over the next couple of days is starting Monday. It started last Friday, but we start going through all the polling places. Every polling place has a sealed black bag that has all of the ballots that were cast in it, and we go through those and all of the supplies, and we go through those bags and look for what we are calling affidavit envelopes. Those are envelopes that people went to the polls, said, I'm a Democrat, I should be able to vote, and for some reason they weren't in our polling book, and we go and look through those. And we'll probably get about 100 of those in the 53rd Senate, maybe around 75 of those in the city court. We really don't have any idea what we're going to get, because they come back from the polling place. It happens on election day, and that's what we're doing. So as they come back, both commissioners rule on these affidavits about whether they're good or not. We look them up, make sure that they are indeed Democrats. They are indeed entitled to vote in either the city court judge or the 53rd Senate race, or at that polling place. And again, even though those are the two races that are close, we're counting every ballot that comes in for every race. That's what's going on over the next couple of days. On Thursday at 10 a.m., we have our absentee ballot openings. So all the absentee ballots that are throughout the county, we had about 1,600 throughout Onondaga County. We won't even start counting those until Thursday at 10 a.m. We have, New York State law allows for ballots to come in after Election Day as long as they were postmarked before Election Day. And in these bags that we're opening up, a lot of times people drop off absentee ballots at the polling place. A husband is out of town or a wife is out of town, and the husband's going to vote or the wife's going to vote, and they take the absentee ballot for their spouse and drop it off at the polling place. That's the most common way. Sometimes family members, whatever, that's allowed. And so we're going to go through that as well, and we're going to count those. And every night at 5 o'clock at the Onondaga County Board of Elections webpage, we always post our absentee ballot counts for the day. So as we're going through, we're ruling on the affidavit ballots, whether they're no good or not. Most of those are going to be no good, but a lot of them are going to be good. The most common reason they're good is that they're a Democrat, but they moved within the time period, and they were unable to update their registration, so they go to the right polling place, vote, and we update their registration for them. The most common reasons that they are not good is that they are not in the party that they say they are. Either they just changed this year and it hasn't been switched over, or that they decided that they thought they were a Democrat and they voted Democrat, but this is the first primary that they're voting in. Those are the most common reasons. And the other one is if they go to the wrong polling place than they're supposed to, those by New York State law we have to throw out. And not just the races that they can't vote on, but all races. They're no good. And that's New York State law. There's really nothing we can do about that. So again, we're going through those over the next few days, making rulings on them. The campaigns are allowed to come in, and on Wednesday night, we'll look at everything that we said is no good on an affidavit or absentees that weren't timely. They can come in at 3 o'clock and look over any of those materials if they want. If they don't come in on Thursday at 10 a.m., we'll have bipartisan teams that go through all of the absentees and affidavits that we've ruled as valid absentees or votes cast. We'll go through them, open them, make sure that nobody can tie the vote back to a person. We'll do some shuffling of papers. And if there's no objections on either the envelope or the ballot, we will process those and then scan those in. And by the end of the day, Thursday, we have to certify the election. So we will know in Onondaga County what the results were on Thursday night. We'll probably know by 11 a.m. At least the candidates will know by 11 a.m., 12 p.m. on Thursday. But we'll go through the process of actually certifying the race and having it be done with. We have a lot of work to do. And this is important to remember that every vote counts. And we say that every year. But look at the city court judge race. Just 19 votes are determining who is going to get a 10-year or be the likely, get a Democratic line and be the likely person who's going to be the next city court judge. So this is when we say every vote counts, we mean it. And we count every vote as well. People think, oh, you only count the absentees if it's close. Nope, that's not true. We count every absentee every year, even on races that are so far ahead, it doesn't matter. We count those. Now, it's important to remember that on the Onondaga County website, we will post these results as well, but they'll be for Onondaga County only. For the 53rd Senate, which has parts of Madison and Oneida County, you have to go to the state board website where they will combine all three counties' results and they certify the winner. So that will also happen, I think, on Thursday night. I think the state board will post their results, but each individual board will also post them. I think. I'm not sure what the other boards are going to do. I can only talk about the Onondaga County board, but in cases like this, they usually make sure that people know what those results are, and I'm sure the media will be reporting those as well. So I don't really see any questions here today, and that's okay. But let me tell you that this is why I like being commissioner. Close elections. These are the things that make democracy work. And I'm really proud of the fact that in Onondaga County, we had 24.6 or something percent turnout. We'll know more by the end of the day on Thursday. 25% turnout for the Democratic primary. And people say, well, that's not a lot. That's not great. But in 2014, the last gubernatorial primary, we only had 8.7% turnout. In the June federal primary, usually that's the primary where more people show up to vote, we only had 18% turnout. And even then, that was doubling the June primary 2 years ago. So to have 25% turnout is, well, it's a step in the right direction. And it's something that I think is part of this awakening that is out there. The Democrats, but everyone is really understanding that you have to vote in your local elections. You have to vote in your primary elections to get the government that you want, that you deserve. So I hope you'll go out there and vote in the general election. By the way, registration deadline is October 12th, so you got a little time to update your party. If you want to vote in primaries next year, you got to do it by October 12th. Update your address, or just register to vote if you haven't registered to vote. Maybe you just moved here, maybe you just turned 18, maybe you've just not been as active, and that's okay too. Get registered. You can go to our website, ongov.net/elections, to see what your registration is, what party you're in, what your polling place is, and what address we have you registered at. So go there. You can get a registration form there. You can get an absentee ballot there if you're planning on being out of town on November 6th. Do it now. You don't have to wait. Get it done now. And hopefully we'll see you at the polls in November. So again, no questions here. And Justin said I'm looking slim. Believe me, that's the camera angle, Justin. I don't think I've, I don't think I'm much smaller than I used to be. But who knows? Maybe I am. That's for you, the viewer, to decide, really. But I hope to see you at the polling places. And I'll probably do a little mini update after the primary on Thursday, or after the absentee ballots are on Thursday night, just to talk about the results or at least post something about it. And we're going to go on to the fall elections. Next week, we'll talk a little bit about judicial conventions and the party reorganization meetings that are going to be happening over the next few weeks. I know, exciting stuff. But these are things that make our democracy work. And also, I celebrated a little on September 15th, 2012. I was nominated by the county party to be your Democratic Elections Commissioner, and it's been the honor of my life. I thank the Facebook memories to reminding me about that. So it's something that I hope to continue for as long as you'll have me. But, those races will come up in September. On September 29th, the party will reorganize and elect its officers and my position as well. And then the county ledge approves it. So I'm hopeful that that'll continue as well. But I just want to say thank you very much. And I'm enjoying this new way of talking to constituents on my Facebook page. So if you like it, if you find it helpful, these little commissioner and cards to talk about, election law, give it a share, give it a like, let other people know about it because, I just really want to get the message out there and lift that veil of mystery on New York State election law so everyone understands what their responsibilities are and if you don't like it, how we can change it. And that will happen next January, but we're going to be talking about that after the election. Right now, it's all about getting people elected and getting people out there to exercise their right to vote. So thank you very much, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.